There's a worry that you run out of tricks. And does that mean go do something completely different and see if you get away with it?
Please welcome the very funny Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis.
That is one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Well, you do that for a while, and then if that bores you, you move on to other things.
I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack.
Welcome to another edition of Between Two Ferns.
Just shut up! Shut up and listen to me for what?
The world was officially introduced to Zach Galifianakis through The Hangover.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
The blockbuster comedy was the 10th highest grossing film in the world in 2009. Opportunities for different kinds of roles grew from there. But it was initially his comedy that got Galifianakis into the room to audition for The Hangover's director, Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips saw me do stand-up, asked me to audition in this big movie.
Well, don't boo, people. Don't boo. Be more specific.
College. I did. I went to North Carolina State, where I was a film minor at an agriculture school.
Grew up in North Carolina, then moved to New York.
As far as moving to New York, I wanted to have that experience where I just moved to New York and I found a great acting teacher, and they took me under their wing, and I was going to learn all these wonderful things. That never happened. But stand-up, I got the bug immediately.
I've always wanted to say that in front of 5 million people.
Felt more in line with just myself in a weird way.
He developed his stand-up comedy in New York, first gracing the stage at
This hamburger restaurant in Times Square. I used to walk because I didn't have subway fare. I used to walk to perform.
Yeah, you better.
But then came Hollywood, because in 1997, Galifianakis moved to Los Angeles.
When I moved here, there was no way I had a career. There's no way. We're probably gonna be homeless in a year. And you could sleep in the back of the truck, just get a top for it, and then, put a pillow in it. And I'm like, yeah.
But then came his first TV role in the form of the show Boston Common, the role of Bobby.
The stitching?
And his first movie.
It was a movie called Flushed, and it took place all in a bathroom. Saturday Night Live, that was a big deal for me.
Do you remember what you did for your audition?
I have a new headshot. It's a scratch and sniff, and it smells like failure and onions.
So in 2000, Galifianakis was put on SNL as a writer for 2 weeks.
Well, I only was there for a couple of weeks. They do this thing where they try out writers. I thought I was being hired as a performer, which was fine. I mean, listen, it was a dream. I couldn't believe it. I was doing stand-up, but I had never written sketches.
In combination with comedy, Galifianakis continued to make smaller appearances in films that would stretch his range.
It's gonna be $260.
Zach Galifianakis. She was like, Zach, what kind of look are you going for? And I said, just give me the high school drama coach.
His comedy experience expanded, stand-up continuing with appearances on Conan, and he had a VH1 talk show called Late World with Zach, where he interviewed comedy friends and peers. He would, interestingly enough, interview someone who would later connect with in 2009.
If you ask me, my next guest alias is Hunk. Please welcome Bradley Cooper, everybody!
Then, in 2003, he started doing even more drama. Galifianakis had a recurring role in the Fox drama show True Calling, playing the role of Davis.
Harrison, what are you doing here?
Following orders. True told me to crash here.
Crash?
Now, we might be talking about Galifianakis' true transition to dramatic acting, right?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he made a few appearances in Reno 911 as Frisbee, as well as many more late-night show appearances for his stand-up comedy. Galifianakis appeared in another series, connecting him to another actor who would appear in the 2009 Hangover hit, Matt Walsh. This in the series known as Dog Bites Man.
That might be a good place for you to release that song you've been talking about.
You wrote a song?
Yeah, I wrote a song.
Lip syncing to Kanye West, Fiona Apple, and more. Between all the late night show appearances, a tour he did with Patton Oswalt called
Comedians of Comedy, and then
his own special with Zach Galifianakis live at the Purple Onion, his career was gaining some traction. Had a small appearance in the film Into the Wild, where he played
a guy named Kevin, and I played a guy at a bar.
and a hilarious ad campaign, his very first lead role in the film Visioneers, and a talk show.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Between Two Ferns. I'm your host, Zach Galifianakis.
2008 arrived with a big hit for Galifianakis that many have gotten to know him from, Between Two Ferns. Revisiting his past success in Late World with Zach and yet another comedic talk show with the first episode and interview with Michael Cera. As many know, the series would continue for many more years and receive awards. But it was also at this time Galifianakis would make his big entrance to the world. The Hangover. And The Hangover was initially supposed to have Jack Black, but he passed on the film, opening the opportunity for Galifianakis. His one-man wolf pack never really was won, as he reconnected with Bradley Cooper for the film. So, Zach Galifianakis became a star overnight.
Had that happened to me, had that hangover when I was 25, I would be like, let's party! But I was 40.
And people got to know him even more.
I was at a downtown Halloween party in Albuquerque, and this kid was dressed just like me.
This opened the floodgates. He had 7 total film credits in 2009. Galifianakis grew his opportunities by getting in touch with another side of who he is.
I had a personality, I knew who I was. How do I get in touch with you?
Despite only being in the first couple of minutes of the George Clooney film Up in the Air, his growing popularity allowed him to be in the forefront of movie trailers for this more dramatic role.
Who the f*** are you, man?
Galifianakis was everywhere the following years, but the film Due Date brought a little more drama back into his life.
I don't want to be left alone. I miss him so much. We can't do this.
Well, you try to change and do things that you think are a challenge or are refreshing. If you're a comedian, I think there's this thing that, oh, they only know how to do one thing.
This is about being respected and validated. Remember, that's what you told me.
Was Galifianakis making a change in his career? Birdman won Best Picture at the 2015 Academy Awards, and fans started seeing another side to Galifianakis. He continued to mix what fans have gotten to know him by with heavier while still lighthearted roles in Are You Here?, Tulip Fever, The Sunlit Night, and the successful show Baskets.
Got me $23. Go throw another one. What's that? How dare you? That drink was gonna turn my life around.
You were nominated for an Emmy for your performance.
But the awards were coming in ever since The Hangover came out.
2010 Best Actor Award to Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis win an Emmy. I don't know if I have. I think the show won it, and they gave it to me, which is not fair.
And while Galifianakis has raked in awards over the years for everything, he continues to look for new opportunities, to comedy to drama, to giving himself time away.
They don't see him a lot, but he turns down so much, and that's not really the custom. He breaks that.
Oh, I don't know. Show business, and once they're done with you, they're done with you.
A comedian who has done a little bit of everything, his ability to do many different things successfully. But at his core, Galifianakis is a comedian, and he's grown with his age.
Showbiz, in general, especially comedy, I don't know. It's okay to age out of it.